Is this Miss Staunch? Stout? I knew whichever way I went, I'd be wrong. But okay, I don't know how much you know about the extradition proceeding. Um, do you know anything about extradition? Well, you're going to learn. This morning, you have a decision to make. You can either waive
gonna learn.
and the state of Colorado has 20 days to come get you, which, to be quite honest about it, under the facts of this particular situation, I have a feeling it'd be much shorter than that. But anyway, they'll have 20 days to come get you, or you can fight extradition. Fighting extradition means that, and this is a guesstimate on my part, that it would be about maybe 90 days from now, the Attorney General from the state of South Carolina would hold a extradition hearing where he has to prove two things: that you are Miss Stout, Miss Stout, and that you are wanted for a felony in the state of Colorado. It's not a very high bar for them to jump over, but that is the standard in a extradition hearing. So my question to you is: do you want to waive extradition, or do you want to fight extradition?
So you said something about fighting it. I have to do what now?
Well, you don't have to do anything. You just
Sorry, it's my life on the line completely, and I just fucking wasn't paying any goddamn attention to a word you fucking said. Could you please repeat everything so we could waste everybody's fucking time some more? This lady blows my mind, bro.
Until the hearing comes up, but otherwise, the state of Colorado has, if you waive extradition, they have 20 days to come get you. I would be surprised if they weren't already in the air, but that's just me. I have no factual basis for that, but I just. Oh, okay. So what you want to do, young lady? You want to,
dude? Somebody has put their mouth on her at some point. I can't even like they had a conversation with her. Somebody at some point. It blows my mind. I know this seems real petty, and I know it seems childish, and I know it seems like, very, very, just I get it. I realize this, but I can't get that out of my fucking head. I can't get out of my head that somebody wooed this woman, or she wooed somebody to actually, and actually sat there, looked this person in the face for an extended period of time, and then said, yeah, I'm going to bed with her. I can't, I don't get it. I don't get it. They listened to her talk, they looked at her face, and then they fucked her. They kissed her mouth. I can't fucking imagine that shit.
waive extradition, or you want to fight?
What does that mean? If your hearing is here, what does that decide?
It just decides whether you go back to Colorado or not.
I still have been given an opportunity, like since the beginning of my attorney talking to him about anything.
Goes again.
Well,
so here she goes again with the whole "I never got to talk to my lawyer" bullshit. Like, first of all, you fucking moron. You've been free for 5 weeks. You just got arrested. You're going to tell me all this fucking time you never talked to a fucking lawyer? You fucking moron. This whole time that you've had a cell phone or a landline or any number of places where in the infinite places from Colorado to South fucking Carolina, you could not call an attorney. And I love this next part right here. This is my favorite right here. This is my favorite.
Where's your attorney?
I need to call my friend Laura, who has an attorney, but I was told yesterday.
I gotta call my friend who has an attorney. I never had a fucking attorney. I gotta call my friend who has an attorney. So, oh God, this woman with her bullshit, dude. Look at her fucking face, bro. Just look at her face. Like, what is that, dude? Like, what in the grand scheme of things, dude, when you look at this entire person, you listen to them talk, you know the things that they've done, and you look at their fucking face, you wonder, is there a God? Because I don't I don't want to imagine one that made that. I'm trying to find the wisdom in that decision in an almighty creator. Where's the wisdom in creating that? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
That's since yesterday that I called.
Well, it doesn't matter either way to me because I'm just asking the question. I don't care what the answers are. If you wait expedition,
that judge was like, listen, I'm just asking the question, but I don't really give a fuck what your answers are. I don't care. Like, like, listen, stupid. Either I just, this is a total formality. Whether or not you like it, you're going back to Colorado. That's gonna happen. You're gonna go back to Colorado. You're gonna face these charges of you being the most vile fucking piece of shit that's probably ever stepped into my courtroom. And you're gonna face the charges over there, so I don't have to fucking look at you here. But either way, you're going back to Colorado and you're gonna answer for this shit. So can we just get through it? I have to do my job and I have to read this shit and I have to hear you say some fucking simple words, yes or no. And yet you're sitting here like an asshole, wasting my fucking time.
I will sign the extradition order and they'll bring it back there for you to consent to. If you fight extradition, then they'll just have an extradition hearing sometime in the future, and
it's gonna happen
with fight extraditions is that the time you spend sitting waiting for the extradition hearing always considered to be your time, not Colorado or whatever the
stupid
state's time is. So you don't get any credit. It's like, I won't say wasting your time, but and there are very few.
No, because she's not wasting her time. She's wasting everybody else's fucking time. She's not wasting her time. She's got all the time in the world. She's all good at, look at her fucking face. She's all good with wasting everybody's fucking time because that's what she's been fucking doing for 5 goddamn weeks, is wasting everybody's time. Wasting Landon's time, wasting Albert's time, wasting law enforcement's time, wasting our time. She's been doing this shit for 5 fucking weeks. And look at her, with not a care in the world. Let me just sit here. Doo-doo-doo. That's less time I got to sit in a jail cell sitting here. There's a camera on me, so that's great.
But it's your choice.
So you're saying it's not like a guarantee, it's just a hearing?
It's just a hearing where they have to prove you are who you are and that you're wanted for a felony. Those are the two things.
Hold on, whoa.
So
I mean, this right now. Let me see something here. Carla D. Will, I love you and all, but you defended her. Let me tell you something. I want to explain something very, very clearly. Now that a little bit of the sadness is gone, and now that listen, I haven't eaten in 20 hours. 20 fucking hours. I have not eaten. 21 hours, actually. At no fucking point did I ever defend this woman. What I said was you all were jumping to conclusions. What I said was all of you were jumping to conclusions and saying that this woman was guilty of a crime that at no point any of you knew even took place. That's what I said. Period. I have gone on this channel. I have gone on other channels. I have explained how much of an asshole I think this person is. But I was very clear in saying we had no evidence that she committed a crime. At no point did I ever defend this piece of shit woman. What I said was, you all are jumping to conclusions. You guys have a lynch mob mentality. If you want to think that I attacked you, that's even more accurate than saying that I defended her. That's fair. That's fair. You guys want to accuse me of attacking you for having a lynch mob mentality? Fine. That's cool. I'll take that. But don't fucking say that I defended her, because at no fucking point did I defend this piece of shit.
If you are who you are and you're wanted for a felony in Colorado, it won't do much good fighting an extradition hearing.
Oh, you're saying they have to prove that. I see what you're saying. I understand that.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, what you want to do, young lady?
So Colorado.
Okay, well, I'll sign the extradition order, and they'll bring it back for you to consent to. Now, of course, it wouldn't have mattered if you waived or not waived. When somebody is a fugitive from one state, I don't let them be a fugitive from two states. So it's not like if you answered either way, it would make any difference as far as the hearing today goes, because I'm not going to set bond. Of course, with the charges that are involved, I couldn't set bond anyway. I don't think. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't run from you guys, so I don't want to be in trouble with you guys too. I didn't even know it until yesterday, so the date on that paper tag is wrong.
Well, let me tell you something else, and I didn't go into all this. But now that we've decided what we're going to do in this particular hearing, because of the charges you're charged with, as far as today's concerned, I don't believe I'd say too much more. Okay. All right. They'll bring the order back to you to sign in a moment.
Fucking Robbie.
Okay. All righty.
She seems to not give a fuck about anything. Look at, hold on. I want that to go away though. How do I make these? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I didn't run from you guys, so I don't want to be in trouble with you guys too. I didn't even.
Not wait. When somebody is a fugitive from one state, I don't let them be a fugitive from two states. So it's not like if you answered either way, it would make any difference as far as the hearing today goes, because I'm not going to set bond. Of course, with the charges that are involved, I couldn't set bond anyway. I don't think. Anyway,
I don't understand. What is it? When people become judges, because I know they got to be lawyers first, right? But when people become judges, I don't understand. Like, is it that they get to a point where they just stop giving a fuck about anything? Like this guy's like, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I know that he's a judge and he has to have like a certain level of professionalism about him, but he even seems to have like a little bit less than that, like an under that, you know, a little bit below professionalism, but at the same time, you know, like he's trying to word everything right, but he's just kind of still like, whatever. Like this dude, hold on. Let me see. It's this little reaction right here is what trips me out.
Sent to. Now, of course, it wouldn't have mattered if you waived or not waived. When somebody's somebody is a fugitive from one state, I don't let them be a fugitive from two states. So, it's not like.
So, I mean, what's he basically saying there? Because I'm kind of stupid. I'm wondering, is he basically saying, okay, so if you waive your extradition right, that automatically makes you a fugitive of this state. So fuck you. I'm gonna send your ass out of here anyway. Is that basically what he's saying? It sounds like that's what he's saying. He doesn't want to deal with it.
If you answered either way, it would make any difference as far as the hearing today goes, because I'm not going to set bond. Of course, with the charges that are involved, I couldn't set bond anyway. I don't think.
Yeah, he's basically, it sounds like to me, he's completely aware of what she's charged with. I'm sure he's completely aware of the status as far as how high profile this case is, how public it is. And it sounds a lot to me like there's no fucking way that he's going to have anything to do with making this woman's life any easier. And the truth is, it seems like he just wants to wash his hands of it. What he wants to do is send her ass back to Colorado because he doesn't want to deal with her, being a South Carolina case in any way, shape, or form. So he's like, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter what you say here. I don't give a shit what you say here. One way or the other, your ass is going back to Colorado, and I'm never going to have to look at you again.
Anyway,
yeah, I didn't run from you guys, so I don't have any trouble with you guys. I didn't even know it was yesterday, so the date on that paper tab is wrong.
Well, let me tell you something else, and I didn't go into all this.
What does she say right there? Hold on, let's hear that one more time. And yeah, Robbie, I totally agree. Like, she's got a weird fucking smirk, dude. And it bugs me. Like, it bugs me. She's got this fucking, I mean, I look at her and I see somebody, and this is all just this isn't even speculation. This is just imagination. Let's just call it imagination. At this point, we've earned the right to have a little fun in picturing this type of person and who she is and what she's all about. And I look at this person and I see a person that liked to stir shit up in elementary school. She was the kind of person that liked to get people in trouble just for the sake of getting them in trouble for fun. She got off on that shit, right? She, everything was exaggerated. If somebody dropped the book next to her foot, she would sit there and cry and say that and act like she had a broken ankle when she was 5 years old. That's the kind of person that I'm seeing right here. Somebody who just did everything in her fucking power to fuck with people, to manipulate people to get her way. And it's really funny to me because she's always doing something or saying something to make herself out to be a victim, but she doesn't even act like a victim though. She words everything like she's some sort of victim, everything that comes out, even sitting here in front of this fucking judge, it's, oh, well, I still haven't even been able to call my lawyer, while in the same breath basically saying she doesn't have a fucking lawyer. She doesn't even have a lawyer to call. So here she is sitting there and making herself out to be this person who nobody's given her a fair shake, but yet she's not even selling it. She's not even trying to sell it with her facial expressions or anything. There's not even so much as a look on her face like there might be a tear coming at some point in this century.
Well,
I want to see what she says here. I missed that. I want to catch that fully here.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't run from you guys. I don't have any trouble with that. I didn't even know it.
Okay, so she's saying she didn't run. Well, no, you didn't run. You ran to South Carolina. You didn't run from South Carolina. You ran to South Carolina, and as soon as somebody came along and said, "Hey, you're Tecia Stalk," then you're under arrest. You just went because you knew you were fucking caught. Like it blows my mind. She acts like she deserves some sort of credit for not running or resisting arrest. Like she sits here and acts like she deserves some sort of notoriety for not resisting arrest. Blows my mind, dude.
The date on that paper tag is wrong.
Well, let me tell you something else, and I didn't go into all this. But once now that we've decided what we're going to do in this particular hearing, because of the charges you're charged with, as far as today's concerned, I don't believe I'd say too much more. Okay. All right. They'll bring the order back to you to sign in a moment. All right. The consent to. Okay. All right.
We're going to go over a couple of those things again in a second.
We've decided what.
All right. So I want to be clear about something. And I realize I lost my temper a little bit earlier. Carla D, that was not directed at you. I apologize if it came off that way. And I appreciate you in your kind response coming back. But I want to be clear about something. Since the subject came up, I want to be very clear about something. Defending someone's human rights, defending someone's basic human rights, actually defending our right to due process, that includes anybody. And part of that due process, people, is collecting facts. And I hear the excuse all the time, well, this isn't a court of law. This isn't a court of law. We don't have to do this and we don't have to do that. No, you're right. You don't have to do it. There's no law obligating you to try to collect the facts and try to explore this thing. But if you're a true crime channel, right? If you're a true crime channel, okay, cool. That's great. But me personally, I mean, if you're the type of person who wants to be part of a lynch mob mentality, then those are the kind of channels that you want to log on to and listen to, and that's all good and that's great. That's fine. But me personally, I have a preference. This is the way that I should have been wording this all along, to be perfectly honest. I have a personal preference of a true crime channel that I listen to, right? And I prefer to hear facts, not insinuations that someone's guilty without any facts to back up the fact that person's guilty. All of this time, I want to be clear about this. All of this time, the most damning evidence that this woman was guilty of a crime was a video. It was a video taken from a neighbor of her driving a red truck, and supposedly Gannon got in that truck and didn't get out. There is not one motherfucking person that can tell me that by watching that video, they could tell that that was Gannon. There's not one person that can honestly tell me that. So that is not evidence. It's not evidence, people. Everything else, there's evidence. All of the things that she posted, that interview that she held, absolutely. Those Those things are evidence, but they're not evidence of her committing a crime. They are evidence of her being a shitty person, being a selfish asshole who doesn't give a fuck about Gannon's well-being, who didn't give a fuck about Gannon's whereabouts, who didn't give a fuck about the family that Gannon had worrying about him and wondering where he was. But that's all that was evidence of. That is literally all that we had any evidence of. And yes, the cops had the evidence the whole time. And I'm sure cops have more evidence. Colorado, guys, we're dealing with Colorado here. We're dealing with the same state that got Chris Watts to plead guilty. Chris Watts has never seen the light of day again. They locked up Patrick Frazee. So these cops, they know what they're doing. Law enforcement in Colorado knows what they're doing. So I guarantee you that they've been collecting evidence this whole time. And I've been saying that they've been collecting evidence this whole time. The only reason, and I want to be very, very clear about this, because at this point I don't have any fucking thing to lose, but the only reason that I was so adamant about, hey, make sure before you start fucking tying up a noose and ready to string this woman up over a tree, before you're ready to do that, make sure you know all the facts. Because here's the thing. I hear that shit all the time. I hear it all the time. Oh, well, I think it's her. I'm 100% sure it's her. Or I'm 98% sure it's her. And if I'm wrong, then, I'll apologize. Well, what fucking good is an apology gonna do if you're wrong? What good is an apology gonna do after all that shit that you've said and all of the lynch mob gatherings that have taken place online, on social media, in groups, on YouTube? What good is that apology gonna do? How is that gonna undo all that damage you've done if you were wrong about that person? That's all I'm saying. I had the same theories as anybody else. I had the same fucking what's up, Kay? How you doing? I had the same theories as anyone else as far as this woman goes. But then I get comments like that I was defending her just because I'm trying to be the voice of reason. Because I'm trying to present an alternative perspective. Hey, we don't know everything. Just remember, that's all I was doing, saying, hey, just remember, we don't know all the facts. We see a person and we know they're an asshole. And do we think that she's capable of this crime? Sure. At no point did I think that I didn't think she was capable. Of course. Fucking look at her. So, but people, here's the thing. Let's just pretend for a moment. Let's just pretend for a moment that at some point, the police, they get on a press conference, law enforcement spokespeople, they get in a press conference and they address the entire nation, the entire world that's following this case, and say, we have placed so-and-so, some nobody, some drifter, under arrest for the murder of Gannon Stock. This is my problem. Because if that would have happened, you know what would have happened? You know what all of you would have done? You would have went, guess I was wrong. Oops. And not thought about it another second. Not thought about the fact that this person who you created and basically made her life miserable. Now, I realize before I continue, I want to keep in mind, I do realize that that's not the case, that this person deserves everything that she's getting. She deserves all the backlash that she's getting. I fully agree with that. And I'm even saying that prematurely because she still has not been convicted in a court of law. Even when Chris Watts was when all this shit was going on with Chris Watts, I was saying, I believe in due process. This man deserves his day in court. So that's where I come from. That's what I say. That's what I always say. That's who I am, and I can't help it. But my point is, what if it turned out to not be her? Now, you might say, oh, well, look at the way she behaved. She deserves it because of the way she behaves. Does she, though? She deserves to get scrutiny for the way she behaved. She would have deserved to get scrutiny for being selfish and acting like an asshole in the public. Sure. But does someone who did not commit a murder or an actual crime deserve scrutiny for the scrutiny that somebody who did commit an actual crime would? I mean, is that fair? That's all I'm saying. And part of me wants to be like, well, I'm doing this because I'd hate for you guys to feel like shit about it, But the truth is, man, I mean, I'm sorry who I'm going to piss off when I say this, but nobody's going to give a fuck. Nobody would have given a fuck. You would have went, whatever, guess I was wrong. And the problem I have with that is the reason why I said it in Critical Case Chat last night. I'm not going to be discussing these open cases anymore. I just can't fucking do it. And it's not the cases that bother me. I'm a realist. I understand that fucked up shit happens in this world. I get it. I understand that horrible things happen in this world. But the thing that I can't seem to get over and I can't seem to stomach, what always seems to get to me, what always seems to get under my skin is how the public reacts to it. That's always been my thing. And I just can't seem to get over that. I can't seem to get over that. Because the problem with the true crime genre is that everybody looks at these people like they're fictional characters in a book or in a movie, some Lifetime movie or some fucking ID channel thing. I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. Everybody's so brushed up on all their true crime and all their cases, and they don't understand how the law works, and they understand this, and they understand that. But no, you're right, Thursday's Child. Not everyone. You're right. Not everyone. But the majority as a whole. It's kind of like the movie Men in Black, right? You remember that? You remember that part where Will Smith is contemplating on whether or not he wants to be a man in black, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to do. And he tells Tommy Lee Jones, he says, hey, well, why not just fucking tell everybody? Why not be public and say, hey, there's aliens everywhere. We got aliens all over the place. Why not just tell people, right? People are smart, he says. Tommy Lee Jones goes, no, a person is smart, but people are dumb and panicky. Well, people are also sheep, man, and they follow each other. They follow the herd. So the majority of people don't decide at one point to go, hey, you know what? This isn't right. Maybe I should set an example. The majority of people don't do that. The majority of people depend on someone else to set an example. And then they decide whether or not they're going to follow that example. But all of you would have just been like, oops, and moved on with your day, and everything would have been just fine, if this person was wrongly accused in the public eye. Nobody would have given a fuck. Look what happened to Shane Carey. This man was dragged. by the public. Luckily, it didn't last that long. Luckily, he was cleared publicly by law enforcement very, very quickly. So people went, okay, it's not Shane Carey. Thank goodness, right? Luckily, that happened. Luckily, law enforcement was generous enough to keep us posted and say, hey, Shane Carey is not a person of interest here, people. He's a grieving father. But nobody, but everybody who accused Shane Carey, what did they do? They just went on, man. They just went on like, fuck how difficult I made that guy's life. Fuck how I contributed to that. Fuck that. Who cares? Next case. Boom. More entertainment. Boom. So, yeah, I don't have a lot of patience for that kind of shit. That mob mentality, man. I don't have. I can't. I can't get on board with it, and I can't stomach it sometimes. And in this particular case, it's fine. In this particular case, it's fine because, no harm was done, right? She turned out to be arrested. She turned out to be the only suspect in this case, as far as we know. But that's not going to happen every time. All I'm saying is that we have to be careful. If we truly give a shit about somebody else within our environment, if we really care about someone else, other people besides ourselves, and besides our own sense of entertainment, if we really look at these people like they're real people, we won't jump to these conclusions without having sufficient evidence, people. We wouldn't do that. So don't fucking sit there in my chat and tell me that I defended this person. At no point did I defend this person. What I did was call out a warning to all of you to be careful, just in case you were wrong about her. That is all I ever did. Because with the lack of information that we had, there was a very, very, very high possibility that everyone was wrong. You had no evidence presented to you about this person other than that footage with the red truck. And that footage with the red truck says dick. It says fucking nothing. You can't tell what's on it. It's the grainiest shit I ever seen. That blows my mind too, man. Blows my mind. I could sit here. I could sit here. Some asshole like me can walk into fucking Walmart, pick up a webcam for $40, and you see me clear as day, and I'm broadcast anywhere in the world that has internet. And yet, for some reason, security footage can't pick up a fucking clear picture ever. Somebody robbing a store, it's always grainy as fuck. Like, blows my mind. I don't even understand that shit. Now I'm just bitching about technology, but see, there, Just Joan, I love you, but just because someone lies doesn't make them guilty of a crime that you still didn't even know took place yet. No one knew that a crime even took place yet. We all suspected a crime took place. There was an 11-year-old boy missing for 5 weeks. Of course, we suspected a crime took place, but no one actually knew it. No one actually knew it. And to address your comment, yeah, she lied. Of course. But there's hundreds of reasons why people lie. Guilt is not the only reason why people lie. And I keep hearing that shit too. Oh, well, you don't lie unless you're guilty. That's not true. Some people lie because they're fucking crazy and they just fucking lie. Some people lie because they're nervous. Some people lie because they're scared. That's like saying, oh, well, I ran from the police because I was, people say, oh, well, why'd you run from the police if you're not guilty? Well, I ran from the police because I'm fucking scared of police. Who knows what their reason was? But it happens all the time. But I'm just saying, man, like, guys, if you really give a fuck about these people, if you really care about these cases and really are concerned about how these cases are affecting their lives, these people who are being immediately involved in these cases, these are real lives with real people that are genuinely affected. Their lives are changed forever, if not ruined. Don't you want to be a positive part of that instead of a negative? Don't you want to contribute to trying to make it better by at least trying to make it fair for them, just in case? What if you're wrong? What if you're wrong about that person? Do you care if you're wrong about that person? That's all I've been saying this entire time. I don't want it on my head that I contributed, that I either created or perpetuated a narrative that made someone look guilty in the public eye, where idiots that belong to that public will make death threats, will send harassing emails, will send even just a comment saying, how could this person do this, when they didn't do it. That's torture to that person, because that's a family member that they're trying to get to the bottom of what happened to. Just the smallest comment of how could you do that? If I didn't do anything, I'd be like, how can people fucking think that I would be capable of doing this, on top of being stressed out about the fact that my family member is either missing or dead? I have to deal with people accusing me of being a fucking murderer. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine having to carry that on top of the fact that I have a family member missing or dead. And again, I realize, guys, it doesn't necessarily apply to this, because luckily enough, everyone was right about her. So congratulations about being right. Congratulations. Great. In the game of true crime, you called it. In the grand game of true crime and on social media, you guessed right. Good for you. But what happens when you guess wrong? Oops, next? Is that what happens? So that's the kind of thing that really gets under my skin when it comes to true crime and the true crime community on YouTube, the true crime community and social media as a whole. It really, 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 really bothers me. Soul sister. See, that's another thing. I hear that all the time. Well, it's just speculation. It's just speculation, guys. Well, if you don't have enough facts to speculate on, then what you're doing is you're making shit up. Nobody seems to understand that either. Yeah, it's okay to speculate when all the facts are given to you. When you have the facts, of course, you could speculate on what's going on, but you have to have enough common sense to realize when you don't have enough facts. You know, my mind when it comes to speculation, my mind automatically goes, well, what do we know about that? Oh, well, we don't have enough evidence on that. When I see the red truck and I hear a neighbor go, or I hear a quote from a neighbor. I never actually heard that neighbor say anything. I didn't actually hear Albert say she lied, she lied, she lied. I read an article where the neighbor said that Albert said she lied, she lied. Oh my God. But I didn't hear Albert say that. That's fucking hearsay. So when I look at some footage that we watched 150 times to try to figure out what's going on in that footage, and then somebody goes, well, there's Tecia, and look, there's Gannon getting in the car, but he's not getting out of the car. There's the type of person that goes, oh shit, oh my God, that's proof. And then there's the person like me that goes, I can't tell who the fuck that is. Who is that? That's dangerous, people. That's dangerous to go, that's that, without it being that. Because a bunch of dumb fucking people are going to jump on that bandwagon and go, yeah, that's fact, when it's not fact. That's fucking real, Caleb. That's all I got out of that. That's all I got out of that. I'm still not even 100% sure that was Tecia. Now, I know it was. What I'm saying is the video does not depict that as Tecia. Clearly, it does not do that. So, yes, the only thing apparent in that video that is completely obvious, the only thing that video is physical evidence of is that person driving that truck can't fucking drive. So, yeah, I do know that, Thursday's child. I do know that many comments are made by trolls simply to fuel. I understand that. My problem is with the people that don't understand that. That's my issue. That's where I get irritated. Just trying to get people to use their common sense, to be objective. That's a good theory too, goal diversity. Goal diversity, that's a very, very good theory too. I mean, she's probably scared and nervous about what was going on. Sure. And that's probably why she couldn't fucking drive. Who knows? But I mean, does that fucking matter? You know, and that's not to disrespect your comment. I'm just thinking out loud. Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me at this point. She's, you know, it irritates me that this person, look at this idiot, dude.
What we're going to do in this.
Look at her face and listen to her bullshit.
Involved, I couldn't set bond anyway. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, I didn't run from you guys, so I don't want to be in trouble with you guys. See, I didn't even know it until yesterday, so the date on that paper you have is wrong.
Well, let me tell you something else, and I didn't go into all this. But once now that we've decided the what we're going to do in this particular hearing, because of the charges you're charged with as far as today's concerned, I don't believe I'd say too much more. Okay. All right. They'll bring the order back to you to sign in a moment. All right. The consent to. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. That could have taken 5 less minutes than it took. Like, here, I'm a judge, and I'm here to tell you that you have to sign an order to make this process go faster. Because your ass is going back to Colorado to face these charges, and there's no fucking way around it, one way or the other. Whether you sign this thing or not, this only determines how quickly you go. So, one way or the other, I'm sending your ass back to Colorado. And she doesn't, yeah. I mean, I love that she says she has a lawyer, and then the judge is like, okay, where's your lawyer? And then, or who's your lawyer? And then she's like, I gotta call my friend. I gotta call my friend. Like, oh, so you don't have a lawyer. The lawyer that you've been saying this whole fucking time that the police wouldn't let you call, you don't even have. I love it. I love that shit. Blows my fucking mind, man. Blows my fucking mind. Yeah. I love this too, Soul Sister. She has a legit PhD in education. Look, man. Thursday's Child. We all know how Casey Anthony was able to afford Jose Baez. We all know that story, right? We all know about that. I mean, if I'm Jose Baez, I take one look at her and go, nope. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't represent you. Why not? You don't have any money, but I can pay you another. Stop right there. No, thank you. No, thank you. Here's the yellow pages. Have a nice life. Enjoy prison. Goodbye. Okay. Mommy for the win. What speculation? What is speculation? What am I saying is speculation? I need to know what I'm being told I'm speculating on exactly. Well, Jason, I agree with you. My heart agrees with you. My heart agrees with you, Jason. But oh no. The rumor, mommy for the win is that she blew Jose Baez. She didn't sleep with him. She just blew him. But you're right. I mean, I'm not speculating on that. I'm just talking on a rumor. And it's really the only thing that makes any sense as to how she could afford him in the first place. So, and we're talking about Casey Anthony here, people. So, give me a fucking break. Now you're splitting hairs. But Jason, okay, yeah, you're saying even in handcuffs, she's still gonna talk in circles. And you're saying, bitch, you're guilty of murder. Well, in all fairness, like I said, dude, Jason, I feel you, man. I'm frustrated too. I feel you, man. I'm frustrated too. I get it. And yeah, I know you're just joking, mommy, for the win. I get it. I you know, my heart's with you, but it would be hypocritical of me to not state the fact that she does have her day in court coming. So she's not guilty of murder yet. We don't know that she's guilty of murder yet. Right. Julia, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know. I've never went to law. I've never been to law school. I don't know, but I agree with you. But the argument against that is always, well, you know, this isn't a court of law. This is YouTube. But the court of public. My point is in the court of public opinion, that is still damaging to people who are wrongfully accused. So we have to be careful of that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've been saying all these 5 weeks. That's all I've been saying. I've been saying it for the past couple of months since the shit. I've been saying it since the fucking Watts case. This is something I've shit. Even when I first went on with Critical K, her and I discussed this, and I said these things on her channel and on mine. My position has always remained the same. And why do I call who a dumbass, Carla M? Why do I call Tecia a dumbass? Because she's fucking stupid. That's why I'm calling her a dumbass. Because if she's guilty, which I personally believe that she is, I don't know for a fact that she is, but I believe it at this point. I trust law enforcement. I trust that they've been doing a good job trying to collect evidence, and I trust that they are trying to get a solid conviction. So I don't think that they would have charged her with what they charged her unless they could prove it. So yes, I believe personally, my opinion at this point, because I have reason to believe now that she's guilty of a crime, because she's been charged with it, because this entire time I have been saying we need to trust law enforcement and how they get things done. So, yes. Do I think that she's guilty in my heart? Yes. And if somebody's fucking guilty of a crime, you don't go on social media running your mouth the way that she does. That is fucking stupid. So yeah, that's why I call her a dumbass. That's why I called her a dumbass in the title of this video. Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's another good point, Danette. If she had a lawyer, her lawyer would have told her to shut the fuck up. Hell, I told her to shut the fuck up. I threw her a bone on a video that I made a few nights ago. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up, lady. Stop talking. And, you know, I don't have a PhD. I don't think it takes one. Yeah, Yvette, I agree with you. I don't think I could sit on a jury for that. Yeah, fuck no. I don't know if I don't. There's a lot of cases that I probably couldn't sit on a jury for, man. You know, I don't think I could sit on Megan Farabuska's jury. I don't think I could do that. And yeah, Rhonda, I agree with you. I agree with you. I am glad. Overall, I'm glad that she ran her mouth as much as she did because she's guilty. Mommy for the win. Good point. I said that too. I want proof. I don't believe that shit for a second. I want to know she didn't cheat. There's no fucking way. There's just no fucking way somebody that dumb has a doctorate in education. There's just no way. I just don't buy it. All right, so let's see what Caleb has to say, guys. Whenever I got to do more of these daytime streams, man, because Caleb is usually in my chat. Caleb is I wrenched him for a reason because he's very, very objective, and I know that if he cuts your ass out of here, it's because you had it coming. But he also contributes very, very insightful comments into this chat all the time. So let's see what he wrote here. Leticia's most damning statement as evidence that will be used in court was her Facebook post defending if cops find blood in the garage. Here's why. And I guess he's typing up another comment. And we're going to wait for that. But and I know where you're going with that, Caleb. I get where you're going with that, absolutely, and I do agree with you. I do absolutely agree with you. I mean, why would they find blood in the garage if she didn't do anything? Well, as far as that statement goes, Jenna, I want to be clear that normally, again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know to a T how these things work. I just kind of assume based on following past cases. And honestly, watching movies and TV, to be perfectly fucking honest, I'm kind of a fucking moron myself. But you know, you're saying she was whining in that interview a month ago about LE not giving her a lawyer. So how does she still not have one? Well, they only appoint you a lawyer if you're under arrest. I think I'm 99% sure of that. There's no reason for them to appoint you a lawyer unless you're under arrest. So she was not placed under arrest. They didn't hold her. They didn't charge her with anything. So there was no need for her to have a lawyer. Now, if she had the right to bring a lawyer in, she had the right, but I don't think law enforcement is I don't know this for sure, but I don't think that law enforcement is legally obligated to provide you with a lawyer unless you are charged with a crime and you are under arrest. So I don't think so there's no reason. I mean, but she had the right. If she had her own lawyer, then she had the right to have her lawyer present through any questioning. And I'm sure that she misunderstood. I'm sure that they read her rights before sitting down with her and questioning her and saying, hey, this is just an interview. You're not under arrest for anything yet. So this is just an interview. And, you know, you have the right to not say shit to us, and you have the right to call a lawyer and have a lawyer present with you. But they're not obligated to provide a lawyer unless she was being charged. So I'm sure she mistook that like they violated my rights and didn't give me a lawyer. They're not obligated to give you a lawyer, not unless you're under arrest. Now they got to give her a lawyer. So, yeah, and I wonder if she even see. Here's the thing, and I'm also speculating here. I'm speculating based on and this is why I feel comfortable speculating, because I'm speculating as to how she may have reacted. And I feel comfortable doing that based on her behavior that she's already presented to me, and I've watched with my own eyes and listened with my own ears. So you're saying, Soul Sister, she should have consulted a lawyer. Surely she could see that she was the prime suspect. Again, not too bright. I agree with you, but I also imagine her either again, I want to elaborate. I want to reiterate, and I want to express that. I want to express that she. I'm just imagining here. I'm just speculating here, but I imagine her. I imagine her either being too stupid and too proud to actually go about getting a lawyer, but I doubt that a little bit more than what I'm about to say next, which is I imagine her calling a lawyer, consulting a lawyer, and just not listening to a fucking thing that lawyer says, because that lawyer is probably not telling her what she wants to hear. So again, everybody's against her. If people aren't telling this woman what she wants to hear, what she thinks in her mind is already the way to go, then she's dismissing it. You know, that's the kind of person that she's striking me as. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, I think that the police were on to her the entire time. And the funny thing is I agreed with everyone else when they were saying that they felt that the police were on to her the entire time. That's what I thought, and that's what I believed. But I just didn't feel comfortable because I knew that there was a very, very high possibility that I was wrong. Not a likelihood. I'm not saying that there was a likelihood that I was wrong. What I'm saying is I think it would have been irresponsible of me to not entertain the possibility that I was wrong. So that's why I was the way I was this entire time. But yeah, I think that I think that I don't think that the cops believed her at all. I think that they were on to her the entire time. I think that's why. And the only thing that was telling, I don't think people are saying, oh, well, I think it was very telling that Albert kicked her out of the house. I don't think that's telling at all. I see her being the type of person of saying, giving him the ultimatum, hey, Gannon's missing and his mother is in town, and I'm not about to make her stay in a hotel. So we can all live under this roof like civil people, or you can leave, but it's Gannon's mother. And she probably took that as, well, if she's not out of here, then I'm out of here. And then wanted to play the victim and say, I got kicked out of the house. That's what I see happening in that scenario. I could be wrong. Could be that he just fucking kicked her the fuck out of the house. But I'm saying that I don't think that it's telling that he kicked her out of the house, because it's probably inappropriate under the circumstances that the mother has to be, because we don't know the nature of their relationship. And it's fair to say that the nature of Tecia and Landon's relationship was volatile, that they did not get along. You could tell by all the trash that Tecia was throwing out about Landon on social media. So it's fair to say that the two of them didn't get along, and it's not going to be productive to have the two of them under the same roof. So it makes sense to me that in order to create a productive environment in that home under the circumstances of Gannon being missing, it makes sense to me that Letitia would be the odd man and have to be not in that scenario. I don't, and clearly her behavior is not going to be productive. She was showing that she was not capable of being productive as far as helping finding Gannon. So I don't think it's telling at all necessarily that Tecia was not living in the house while Landon was there. I don't think that's telling at all. But what I did find telling was that crime scene investigators were at the home on almost a constant basis. So yeah, for sure. I think that's telling. Absolutely. But at no point did I think that that Tecia not staying in the house with Albert's ex-wife and Gannon's mother was telling of her guilt in any way whatsoever. That's just a domestic situation that's dealt with accordingly. Yeah, of course. Of course. And it doesn't even matter how little I get along with my kid's mother. You know, if we have this common thing where our child is missing, then she's going to be welcome in my home. I'm going to do everything I can to comfort her. That's just nature. That's a natural instinct to be nurturing. You comfort the mother of your children as best as you possibly can. If your child is missing, you comfort the mother as best as you can. That is what a man does. And I'm sure that Tecia had some sort of jealousy issue with that. Because you could tell in the way that the only reason people, this is what nobody pays attention to. Everybody's like, it's so telling that he kicked her out of the house. Nobody other than Tecia stated that she was kicked out of the house. Ticia's the one who said that she was kicked out of the house. Nobody else said that. She said that in the interview. Nobody else said we kicked Tecia out of the house. Police didn't say Tecia was kicked out of the house. Tecia said she was kicked out of the house. The same person that has been playing victim this entire time. So no, that's not telling to me. It's not telling of her guilt of a crime at all. Yeah, no, I get you, man. I'm I'm a little heated, man. I'm a little heated. I went from I went from this weird mix yesterday of sad and angry. But today I woke up in a fuck this bitch mode, you know? and I get, yeah, I'm in fuck the stupidity of YouTube and fuck Letitia mode, both completely. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, nothing that this woman says is credible. Nothing that she has said is credible. Oh, I love you too, Catching Fields. Thank you. Yeah, nothing that this woman has said is credible at all. So, you know, if you're sitting there and you're saying, "Oh, well, it's telling that she was kicked out of the house," she's the one who said that shit. So, how is that telling? And look at that. Look at that. Patio furniture right there. Ticia's own neighbor said that she left the house on her own. But I'm fucking naive, right? and I'm defending her. The fuck out of my face. Bunch of fucking assholes. Get the fuck out of my face. And I'm not calling you an asshole, Carla D. I'm just saying, you know, I've caught a lot of shit. Just that's all I'm trying to say. Carla D, I've caught a lot of shit, and I'm sick of catching the shit without and being quiet about it and being nice about it. So, but no, I'm not mad at I'm not mad at anybody here in the chat. Everybody here has been real respectful. I'm not. I'm being pretty loud and mean, but you know. No, there's no, as far as I know, Catherine, there's no legitimate reward money. There's no legitimate reward fund out there. Yeah. I absolutely agree with you, Caleb. Caleb's funny. He's speculating on that percentage, right? Cray, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm definitely yelling. You're right. I'm yelling and I'm heated and I'm frustrated. Absolutely. And yeah. But yeah, if you're one of those people who gave me shit for wanting to be objective and wanting to follow a true crime case responsibly, if you're one of those people who gave me shit about that, then yeah, I'm fucking yelling at you. Anybody who gave me shit for that, I'm yelling at you. So whatever, take that how you want to take it. Deal with that how you want to deal with it. React to it how you want to react to it. But yeah. And Wicked Witch, you're awesome. You're amazing. Wicked Witch has done so much for this channel. Like, and how have I not done this? Hold on. Boom. Yeah, I just wrenched you, Wicked Witch. You've done so much for my channel, and you've contributed so much to my group, and I have not properly acknowledged you for it. And I love you very, very, very much. So thank you so much. I value every private conversation that we've ever had. I value every bit of every feedback that you've ever given me. You've always been so awesome. I just did Norma Thomas, actually. Wicked Witch is now a wrench for this channel. And far, it took me way too long to do that too, man. She's fucking amazing. But all right, guys, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna go to the gym, and I get to eat in an hour. What's funny is I'm all frustrated and pissed off still. I don't even have an appetite, which is really odd. But yeah. And thank you, YouTube Observer. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that one. I have no moral responsibility to be correct. That was stated. That is a true to life quote by someone who shares a panel with Danielle on Real Massacre Talk, which is why you didn't see me doing any more panels on that channel. I can't get with that mentality. I just can't get with that mentality. So, if Danielle wants to support that type of thinking on her panel, well, you know, that's up to her. She can do that. She's free to do that. I'm not trying to minimize the hard work that she's put into the cases that she follows. Danielle puts in some work, man. She puts in some real hard work. But I have not agreed with her choices of people to be on panel with, which is why I've chosen to not go on panel in quite a while on that channel. So, yeah, because of quotes like that. So, yeah, I know, guys. I know. And I know a hell of a lot of you who are in Danielle's chats and in Real Massacre Talk. I know a lot of you are there because I recommended you. I get it. I'm not unrecommending Danielle's channel at all. I'm not saying anything. I have my reasons for not wanting to panel, but I still stand by it. If you actually want facts about a case, Danielle will present those facts. Just you have to be able to separate those facts from opinion. That's going to be up to you to separate the facts from opinion. But one thing you will get is all the facts. I can guarantee you that. I personally vouch for Real Massacre Talk that you'll get facts. You're going to get some opinions too. So use your common sense, and just be careful. And yes, Soul for Music, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with that statement. And yes, Lori, that's a great way to look at things. I completely and totally agree with you. Carrie, thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate it. I completely and totally agree with you, Lori. I love that too. I like to have different thoughts and outlooks for sure. I like to be. I prefer to speculate on facts and not hearsay. Oh, Kelly girl, yeah, you're referring to. Yeah, she had a little arraignment. I guess I don't even know if that was an arraignment. I don't know what that was. I think it was just an extradition hearing, or it was, I don't know, some sort of arraignment towards an extradition hearing or something. I don't even know what it was. All I know is she got to face a judge, and she seems completely and totally unfazed. So, oh, it was a bond hearing. Okay, thank you. Yeah, she'll be arraigned in Colorado because she's going to be extradited to Colorado. Whether she likes it or not, she's going back to Colorado. So, and yes, Kay is great. And thank you guys. I do appreciate you guys hitting the like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, man. We will do this again very soon. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go on again tonight. If I do, it'll be very, very late. And I know some of you can't do that, but if I do, I will try to have a much more lighthearted subject matter if I can. And if not, I'm just going to keep watching Hunters on Prime. If you guys haven't started watching Hunters on Prime with Al Pacino, that shit is fantastic. I'm loving that show so far. I'm on episode 4. I just finished episode 3. But I'm really, really digging it. So if you guys have Prime, man, watch Hunters. That shit is dope. But yeah, no, she can't have bond. Nobody's giving this. No judge is giving this woman bond, bro. This shit's not gonna fucking happen, dude. No, orange. I disagree, Carrie. Orange is the perfect color for that piece of shit. Orange is the perfect color for her. All right, y'all. I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining.